Tatum, founder of the Guardian Voice of the Missing, and tonight is the weekly podcast. Hope you guys are all doing well, staying warm. I know a lot of areas of the nation is extremely cold. It's cold where I'm from, so hope everybody is staying warm. I do have some updates on a couple things as well. Feel free to let me know that you're here. If you guys have any cases you want me to cover, flyers that need to get out, if there's any family that's out there that a flyer that I do have out, they want anything added, please let me know. You can always feel free to reach out to me. Someone told me to take a moment and check my messages. I'm not for sure who told me that. I just got a text message. So give me a minute. And I guess let me know. I checked. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. It was just an update that I needed to see before the podcast. Okay. All right, everybody. I hope that you guys are doing well. And it's no problem. Thank you for letting me know that prior. I wasn't going to mention anything about that case tonight. All right, so I do have an update, and I want to keep sharing this flyer because there is some high concern about safety with this young lady that is missing. This is Caitlin Woolery. She's missing out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania, on November 23rd of 2023. She is 17 years old, 5'3", 115 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. She does have her nose and her ears pierced, and she was wearing that beaded necklace that has the name Blake on it and that cross necklace when she went missing. Also, she had just recently got her hair cut, and the picture that she has is what her hair looked like at the time of her disappearance. She may go by Bug or Little Bit. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, Crocs, jeans around 1:30 p.m. on November 23rd when she had went on a walk around the block in the area of Oakland Avenue by Uniontown High School in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. She had her cell phone with her, and it had last pinged about 10 blocks away by Potter's Bar around 11:15 on November 26, 2023. Since then, it has been off and unable to ping the location. She's had no activity on social media and has not been in contact with her friends or any loved ones, which is very much out of her character. Like I said, loved ones are concerned for her safety. There was a possible sighting at a store. However, once law enforcement had went in and viewed everything and spoke to the individuals that they thought was Caitlin, it was not her. However, there is some other things that law enforcement and everybody is looking at. And on her case, it is believed that she is still in Uniontown, but there is some high concern for her safety, medically and otherwise. So hopefully, if anybody's out there, or Caitlin, if you see this, please contact your family. Please contact law enforcement. Let them know that you are okay. I'm sorry, guys, I can't share any more information due to the investigation, but I did want to update you where they had thought that they had a positive ID on her last week. However, law enforcement did roll it out that it was not her, where they had thought they had seen her arguing with that gentleman. And once law enforcement got in contact, looked at video footage, it was not her. But she is believed to still be in Uniontown. So please share her flyers. I know that her family is very concerned, especially medically with her, if she's okay. Hi, Ellen. It's good to see you. Okay, this next case is an older case, and I thought it was kind of interesting, so I wanted to definitely get it out. All right. This is Claude and Martha Sue Shelton. They're missing out of Corbin, Kentucky on May 21st of 1971. So Claude was 36 years old at the time of his disappearance. He would now be 89. He is 5'6" tall, 170 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. He has a scar on his upper left arm. Martha, who goes by her middle name Sue, was 27 years old at the time of her disappearance and is now 79 years old. She was between 5'2", 5'4" tall, and weighs about 125 to 135 pounds. She has brown hair that was light brown with naturally lighter highlights. She has blue eyes. She was wearing one wedding band, and the other on her right hand was a silver braided, kind of like a rope with a blue stone in it. So all of her accounts, for the majority, does go by her name, Sue. So they had put their 3 children to bed at their home in Gary's Trailer Park on 18th Street in Corbin, Kentucky. They were driving their white 1967 Ford Galaxy, which I do have pictured there, 500 with Kentucky license plate number 937944. It is reported that they may have been heading to the King's truck stop, which is about 5 miles away from their home, but no one has ever confirmed or saw them. Also, it is reported that $600 in cash that they normally kept in a jar in their home may have been taken from their home that night that they had kept in that jar. I had read an article that had said something that maybe one of their kids had mentioned the $600 is not there. They have never been seen or heard from again. The area where they lived is wooded and has many water locations. There have been land and water searches. However, neither the Sheltons nor their car has ever been located. It would be uncharacteristic for them to abandon their 3 children. It is reported that foul play is suspected in their case. If you have any information regarding the Sheltons' disappearance or you know their whereabouts, please call the Kentucky State Police Department at 606-878-6622. And like I said, you never know on these older cases, they are finding people all the time. There's been more, land, water searches and stuff. So it's definitely, always a possibility. It's always good to share these older cases. Someone may know something. Hi, Desmond. Hi, Allison. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. So this next case I'm going to share is connected to another case. Their disappearance, they didn't disappear at the same time, but I will tell you the story. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the first one. I have shared her before. I will continue to share Kendra. Kendra Nicole Batino, she is missing out of Enid, Oklahoma on July 5th of 2022. She is 24 years old. She would now be 26, 5'8", 115 pounds. She has black, it's usually short and buzzed like you can see in that picture at the top, but she does wear different colored wigs. So on her flyer has multiple different pictures with different wigs. I also put that collage there as well, so you guys can kind of see some of Kendra's different looks. She does have both of her ears pierced, and she does have dimples. Kendra is enrolled in the Muskogee Creek Nation. She does have mental health and substance abuse issues. She had been staying at a resident in the 1400 block of West Randolph in Eden. She last had contacted by phone to a loved one about midnight on July 7th of 2022. There was a report that she had been seen on July 20th of 2022, knocking on a door in a house in Pawnee, Oklahoma, and that she had asked for a glass of water. When the individual found out she was missing, she reported it to the Enid police. However, this has never been confirmed that this was Kendra. So it is very unusual for Kendra to not have contact with her loved ones or be active on social media. Her cell phone goes straight to voicemail, and her social media accounts have had no activity, and her loved ones have not heard from her. A few days prior to her disappearance, there was a bond hearing for her boyfriend, Colby, for a domestic abuse case, which Kinder was the victim. That case was dismissed after she went missing. There have been multiple searches and tips that have been covered. However, Kendra has not been located. Loved ones are concerned for her safety and well-being. Foul play is suspected. If you have any information regarding Kendra's disappearance or know the whereabouts, please call the Enid Police Department at 580-242-7000. I want to talk a little bit about the domestic violence case. When we're talking about this domestic violence case, it was strangulation. So it was a pretty major domestic violence case that she was supposed to testify in. And now she is missing, which to me is suspicious. I don't understand why you would drop the charges because she's missing, why that court case would have been closed. It makes absolutely no sense on why you would close a case because, it happened. Her family has been searching. MMIP advocate. She has been searching. Law enforcement has went to multiple places because kind of around in the Oklahoma area, there's a lot of towns like Lawton, Oklahoma. There's a lot of missing people. Enid, there's missing people. Tulsa, all of that. It is a high trafficking area. But the major thing in Kendra's case is the fact that her boyfriend at the time has had numerous reports of being violent. And again, like I said, like my disclaimer, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But I feel like it's a big disservice for Kendra. The simple fact that she is a domestic violence victim. It doesn't matter, that she has mental health or substance abuse. It doesn't matter. I've been following Kendra's case and, helping in Kendra's case and just to hear the things that people are saying. So before I move on to the next person that I am going to share that does have something to do with Kendra, I've always told you guys, I will share anybody that is missing. I cannot pick and choose people. I'm not going to be that type of person. If someone's missing, regardless of their past, their present, anything like that, I cannot do that because I'm a missing persons advocate and I advocate for the missing. Even if, and once you guys see the person that I'm going to share next, because there's been a big to-do on social media about why we should not be sharing this person's flyer. My whole thing is regardless, the person is missing, whether they're missing on their own accord or something else, because we don't know. I'm going to go ahead and share them. Not only for the fact they are missing, but the fact that there is suspicion that he knows more about Kendra missing. And I want to bring Kendra home. And I want to, support the family. And, when I tell people I will continue to do everything in my power to bring someone home, that my word is my bond. So again, my podcast is open. You guys can say whatever you want, as long as you're not attacking families. That's a no-go for me. As long as you guys are being, kind, straightforward. It's great to have your guys' opinions. I love it. You never know that something might spur up, something that maybe we haven't thought about our case, or maybe a family member hasn't thought about their case. So I love discussion. You guys can always do the discussion and stuff. So never think that you're going to say something, to me that I'm going to be, judgmental. That's just not who I am. So thank you guys so much for, supporting me. I appreciate it. So the next case that I'm going to share is Colby Shelford. Colby Shelford went missing from Enid, Oklahoma on December 28th of 2023. He is 27 years old, 6 foot to 6'2", 160 to 170 pounds, brown hair and hazel eyes. He does have a full beard that is reddish in color that you can kind of see from the picture that I got. He had recently dyed his hair blonde prior to him going missing. He does have a tattoo on the left side of his chest. Colby was last seen wearing a blue shirt, blue jeans, and a gray hat. His last contact was with his mother by phone on December 28th of 2023. His last known vehicle is a tan/gold Honda Civic 4-door with Oklahoma tag OJE660. If you have any information regarding Colby's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Enid, Oklahoma Police Department at 580-242-7000. For all of you guys, if you have not figured out, Colby is Kendra's ex-boyfriend or the boyfriend at the time of her disappearance. I want to bring up that a lot of people were posting online about how we shouldn't share about Colby. I did see where one of her family members reached out and said, hey, you know, he could have a piece to us finding Kendra. And that's what's important. You know, we don't know if Kendra's disappearance, you know, if Colby did it or not. You know, we are not a judge. We're not a jury. We are not law enforcement. We don't know. We don't know if Kendra's disappearance has something to do with Colby's disappearance. We don't know these facts. The bottom line is both of them are missing. And, you know, does Colby probably have information? Probably does. I mean, usually, you know, when you're dating someone or in a relationship with someone, you probably know a little bit more. You know, there's a lot of speculation on his disappearance, if he left on his own accord or not. We don't know those things. So, like I said, I'm going to share whoever, you know, if you're missing, you're missing. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. You know, this is not a court of law, but both of them need to be found. Either one, you know, could maybe possibly help the other one's case. I don't know. But I'm a huge advocate for Kendra. I feel like people know more than what they're saying. I think some of it's more close to home, you know, people that knew her, you know, and I just feel like people need to come forward. I know that the detective has been, you know, multiple places looking for her, following down leads and trying to do, you know, the best you can. But when you're in environments where people are close knit or there's a lot of crime, you know, people are quiet, you know, they don't talk. But I think it's time for someone to come forward on these cases. I do believe that Colby could know more about Kendra's case. So he needs to be found too. So if you guys could please share both of their flyers, I would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, the family, you know, even said, you know, he could have some information about Kendra. So, you know, we need to find him too. So that's my spiel on that, because I know as soon as Colby came up missing, a lot of people were like, don't share him. Good riddance, you know, whatever. Me as an advocate, I can't do that. I cannot put my any type of personal one way or another. I'm non-biased on it, but I am a huge advocate for Kendra. I would love to bring her home for her family. So if anybody knows something in the Enid area, you know, like I said, anybody that knows anything about any of these cases, feel free. You can send me a message. There's, you know, anonymous tip line, contact law enforcement, and let's get some of these people home. This next case is an older case. This is Dawn Marie Monzino. She's missing out of Wayne, Pennsylvania on May 22nd of 1989. She was 23 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 58. She was about 4'10" to 5 foot, 110 to 120 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. Her hair was curly, as you can see in the picture. She does have her ears pierced. She had been diagnosed with a learning disability and has the mental age of a 14-year-old. She has been classified as disabled, but she is high functioning. So from what I understand and everything, like, she was pretty, you know, responsible. She held a job. She had banking accounts, you know, stuff like that. I believe she had her own apartment. So she was high functioning. She was last seen wearing a gray shirt or gray skirt, maroon vest, white shirt, and black tie, leaving the Bryn Mawr Hospital in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, on May 22nd, 1989. This was her place of employment at the time, where she was a hostess in the nutrition department. She planned to utilize public transportation to return to her home in the 100 block of Eaton Drive in Wayne, Pennsylvania, after her shift. She never arrived. It is reported that a friend of hers told law enforcement that she had been accompanied by Thomas W. Hawkins Jr. prior to her disappearance. He had served 6 years in prison for the murder of a teenage girl in 1980 and was charged with his niece's 1989 rape and homicide after Dawn's disappearance. Dawn and Thomas had worked together in the mid-1980s at the Polloy Rehab Center, and he had wanted her to help him get a job where she currently worked. It is reported that he had given Dawn several rides from the bus stop near the rehabilitation center in the past. He was convicted of the girl's murder in Pennsylvania, was sentenced to death in the 1990s. He denied any involvement with the case despite getting offered to reduce his death sentence to life imprisonment for exchange of information. If you have any information regarding Dawn's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Ranier Township, Pennsylvania Police Department at 610-688-0503. I really tried to do some research to see if he was actually executed or not, or if he had ever changed his mind about giving any information, but I did not see any of that. So I am not for sure. Shirley, you said Sandy Bonilla. Is that a case that you're wanting me to look at, or are you tagging someone for the podcast? Good evening, Sharon. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining. So I thought it was a really interesting case to look into. There are several Oklahoma cases. I did have another advocate contact me on some Oklahoma cases, so I am sharing a lot of Oklahoma tonight. This next case is one of those cases. This is Justin Wayne Walker. He is missing out of Oklahoma, July 4th of 2016. It's not 2010. It's 2016. I apologize for at the bottom. He was 25 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 33, 6'1", 220 pounds, brown hair, and he has brown hazel colored eyes. He does have a scar on his right shoulder and above his eye. Justin has a tattoo on his left shoulder of praying hands, on his right chest, Sally Saw, and on his left forearm, he has flowers and a banner with the names Kristen, Riley, Praley, Avis, and on his back of one of his arms says Walker. Justin was last seen by his family on July 4th of 2016 in the Oklahoma Village Apartments on 1302 West Garrard Street. If you have any information regarding Justin's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the OSBI North Central Investigation Regional Office at 405-372-1516 or the Acoma, Oklahoma Police Department at 918-623-1234. If there's any family or friends out there that has his tattoos, pictures of his tattoos and stuff, I would really like to be able to get those on his flyer, or if they have any other pictures. When the advocate came to me about the Oklahoma cases, we as advocates always talk about how we want to keep all these cases alive. We want to keep them out in the front. And so some of these cases were cases that haven't been really out there recently. So I definitely wanted to help them, get more of those out there. Hi, Lisa. I have not done your daughter yet, but I will be doing her tonight. I put her kind of in the middle because I know sometimes you might be a little late getting on. This next case is Kenneth David Pilgrim. He's missing out of Stevensville, Montana on October 19th, 2020. He was 56 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 60 years old. 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, brown hair and hazel eyes. He may go by the name David or Dave. He was last seen in Ravalli County, Montana on October 19th of 2020, but his vehicle was located in the Cuchatalo Creek Trailhead, which I believe is in the same county from what research I did. There is little information out on his case. So if you have any information on Kenneth's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Ravalli County, Montana Sheriff's /Coroner's Office at 406-375-4061. Someone asked if I've done Aaron. Oh, I haven't updated. I do have some good news. I have shared her several times. Erin Mintz. She was missing originally out of Delaware, I believe Delaware. That might be another Erin. Anyways, she was located. They did find her, and she has returned back to family. So that is an update. Family wanted to have me do a shout out, thanking law enforcement and thanking TLPI Investigation, who is a private investigator, for all their help locating Erin. It was they really did a lot of work trying to locate her, trying to find her and everything. And we just got word that she was located and that she is back with her loved ones. So always good to hear, because I cannot remember originally when she went missing, but she had been missing for quite a while. So she has been located and back home. So I will get her flyer updated as well and get that posted. Sharon is saying she's another advocate vendor. Okay. Thanks, Sharon, for sharing that. I don't know that I am on that page or not. So thank you very much for sharing that. You are most welcome for me sharing Erin's update. So thank you to all of you guys that shared flyers. There's been a lot of cases where people come back and be like, I saw a flyer. So you guys help, greatly when people go missing and sharing flyers. This next case is another case out of Oklahoma, out of Coweta, Oklahoma. This is Kara Wilson. She went missing on October 25th of 2020. She was 13 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 17. 5'3" to 5'4", 112 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She had jaw-length brown hair, and it was orange at the time that she went missing, but she usually has it in a ponytail. She does have both of her ears pierced. There is very little out on her case. If you have any information regarding Kara's disappearance or her whereabouts, please call the Wagner County, Oklahoma Sheriff's Office at 918-485-3124. And again, here's another case. This is a 13-year-old girl that went missing in 2020. I have never seen it, which doesn't always mean anything. But there's very little out on her, and I believe that they just got her updated in NamUs. So that always concerns me with the younger kids, being missing. And I haven't heard nothing. Are you talking about the last case that I did that you haven't heard anything? So I've been really, I love that law enforcement is really updating NamUs and stuff. I think it's really good. It's just really sad when I go in there and I see cases that, there's nothing out there on them and they've been missing for several years. On every one of my flyers, I really do a lot of research to try to get the most up-to-date information, out there, making sure that they haven't been found and maybe, they're still in NamUs, contacting, law enforcement, seeing if they, are still missing and maybe it just hasn't been taken off. And Sandy says, usually I hear about like a lot of cases, but that one's new to me. Yeah, it was very new to me. So I really thought I needed to get it out there, especially a juvenile. She went missing at 13 and now she's 17 years old and there's just nothing out there. So if there's anybody out there that knows her family, knows her whereabouts, anything that I can update, that would be great. This next case is a case I do share every week. This is Rebecca Demery. She's missing out on Odessa, Texas on March 1st, 2023. She was 32 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 33. 5'5", 190 pounds, brown hair and hazel eyes. She does wear glasses and has a mole on the left side of her neck. Rebecca always wears that gold cross necklace, and both of her ears are pierced. I will tell you about that gold necklace. That is a one of a kind. If you see it, nobody else should have that necklace other than Becca. It was custom made. So like I said, it's one of a kind. She does also have her tongue pierced. She does have a history of seizures, which when she was in the hospital, she had one. She has a tattoo of a flower. This picture represents what it looks like. And that heart design on her right arm, the flower is on her left. She does go by the name Becca. So Becca had contact with her loved ones on a daily basis, several times during the day. So this is extremely unlike her to not have contact with her loved ones. They had last spoken to her on the phone on February 28th of 2023 when she called to see if she could get a ride home from the hospital. However, her loved ones were out of town and they were not able to pick her up. She was last seen leaving the hospital with someone that day. Becca's loved ones had texted her the next day on March 1st, 2023, and there has been no response from her since. She has not been seen or heard from since. She was last seen wearing in that picture that has her sitting there with a backpack, wearing a long sleeve gray shirt with a plaid hem, black pants, and gray athletic shoes with a white sole. She was carrying that black and teal backpack that you see, and she was last seen about 3:50 in the morning in Southeast Odessa. Now, one thing about Becca is Becca does not know the Odessa. She does not know people in Odessa. There's been some rumors that she had family in Odessa. All of that is not true. She was spotted at a hotel as well, and that was like the last time that you see in this video footage of her. I will tell you that foul play is suspected in her case. Law enforcement has been very good running down leads. They have done multiple searches for Becca. However, they have not located her. If you have any information regarding Becca's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Odessa, Texas Police Department at 432-335-4609. One thing that I will tell you, because I do know a lot about a lot of the cases that I do share, and there's a lot of information that I don't give out. One, that is to protect the case. It is also to protect the family. So when a lot of people come and know that I do a podcast and everything, I know a lot of families that I've worked with, they get nervous. I kind of touched about this on it last week, and I feel like I need to bring it up again. Not all advocates are going to be out there for your best interest. I always tell my families, you need to check who you're talking to and be careful what type of information you let out. Don't let out everything that law enforcement gives you on social media. Because I know, people want to point fingers, they want to attack people. We just can't do that. One thing that I do not tolerate for anybody that's new, that doesn't know me, I will not tolerate anybody attacking a family. I have had families contact me about people even recently attacking families, saying that they're not doing enough because they should put out all this information out there about different people, whether or not they have a connection in their missing loved one or not. What people need to realize is a lot of these cases, especially the ones where foul play is suspected, you, by advocating and doing podcasts and stuff, putting out information, or, for the junior detectives that are out there calling and contacting people, you could be putting not only the missing person in danger, you could be putting their family and anybody that is involved in them in danger. We cannot have that. You're impeding on investigations. You are causing, emotional damage to families, and I don't want families to think that they cannot come to somebody who is legitimately an advocate for them, that they can't talk about their missing person. And then here we have no information where we could have put some information out. I do not put everything out on flyers. Any of the families that know me, that have worked with me, they know. with the stuff that they share. I'm very thankful for the families that do open up and, working behind the scenes with them and other advocates, law enforcement, and private investigators on their cases. So, putting out certain information is okay. Putting out stuff that's damaging to a case is not okay. And attacking a family because a family does not want to share something is not tolerated. So I have no support. I do not support anybody that does that. I will not tolerate it on my platform. I just don't tolerate it. So me as an advocate and the advocates that I work with, the private investigators that I work with, and law enforcement, we are here to protect not only the missing person, we are here to protect their loved ones as well. So I want to bring that up again because I'm hoping with this podcast and other people see it. I hope for the families, it helps them know that there are advocates out there and people that are advocating for you that are not going to just use your story to get, clout or, think they're going to solve, whatever. Don't have your best interests in heart. I want you guys to know that you have support, you have help. We do not forget about these cases. We share them as much as we can. We all work together. At least the advocates and the people that I work with, we all work together and we protect cases and we protect that chain of evidence, because I would never want to do something that would affect, if like foul play was suspected and it goes to court, and something that I did or another advocate did would affect that case getting solved, because law enforcement and the judicial department have one shot to get these people off the street so they can never hurt anybody again. So again, like I said, I'm a huge family advocate. I'm all about protecting the families. I want the families to know when people come to them and are attacking them, feel free. You can contact me. I will help you out the best I can. I have had to have interactions with people that are terrible. And when I say terrible, I mean they're just downright cruel and disgusting. But also the simple fact, if you do have people that are trying to scam you, get you for money, anything like that, you need to report it to your law enforcement agency that's handling your case. Also, there is an FBI online platform where you can do a report. I highly encourage you to do it. The FBI takes these cases very, very seriously. I do have it out on Guardian as well, but you can also look at up on the FBI website to get those reported, because they are very diligent on getting these people prosecuted and everything. And yes, Lisa, Becca is your baby, and I can't wait to get her home. You're most welcome, Ellen. Thank you. Thank you to all the families that continue, that despite the fact that they have a missing loved one, that they share and support other families. I just think it's wonderful, everything you guys do. Okay, so this next case is Matthew Clark McDonald. He's missing out of California, Pennsylvania on March 9th of 2023. He was 29 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 36'1", 180 to 190 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He may wear glasses. He does have multiple tattoos in various areas. He has praying hands with a rosary and Sean on his right forearm, and 420, a marijuana leaf mushroom, smiley face, and a skull on his left forearm. Again, if there's any family out there has or loved ones that do have pictures of his tattoos, please get with me. I would love to put those on the flyer. So Matthew had been working on a job site in California, Pennsylvania. He was picked up by his girlfriend and reported that she drove him in an area of Howe Cemetery in Long Branch Borough in Pennsylvania. She reported that he got out of the car and he was last seen there. The girlfriend then returned to his job site to retrieve his phone. When she returned to Howe Cemetery, she was unable to locate him. He has not been seen or heard from since, which is out of character for him. There have been several searches for him. Nothing has surfaced into finding him. Loved ones are concerned for his safety and his well-being. If you have any information regarding Matthew's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the California Bureau of Pennsylvania Police Department at 724-938-3233. This case really caught my eye. A lot of suspicious stuff. So there's not, there's no, I didn't see any information out there on why, she took him out there. If that's really the location that she took him. Like I said, there's been several searches. I think they just did one not too long ago for him. And nothing. Nothing has been ruled out. I do believe that law enforcement and everything, I believe in his case, did get the phone from the girlfriend at the time as well. But again, another case I haven't seen a lot about, but I know that his loved ones were grateful for the flyer and getting it shared about. This next case, another Oklahoma case. This is Tanner Armstrong McCuskey. He's missing out of Bingle, Oklahoma on April 19th, 2021. He is 25 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 27, 5'11" to 6 foot, 160 to 170 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He does have that barbed wire around his right arm, a star in TM. These are the best pictures that I could get of his tattoos that I've seen. So if there's any family out there, I'd love to get more. He does have the biohazard symbol on the front of his left forearm and dots on his hand. So Tanner was last seen wearing a gray sweatpants, no shirt, and basketball shoes, walking in the woods at 5 p.m., heading towards LaFleur, Oklahoma. He was dropped off earlier at a house of an acquaintance by his girlfriend at the time. There have been numerous stories about what had happened. However, despite the searches, he has not been located or seen since. If you have any information regarding Tanner's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the OSBI South Central office at 405-848-6724 or LaFleur County, Oklahoma Sheriff's Office at 918-647-2317. These cases of where people have, been at, houses or whatever, and then just go walking in the woods and we never see them again. Somebody has to know something. They need to come forward with the information that they have. But again, that's about all that I found on Tanner's case. But if there's any other information out there, it would be greatly appreciated to let me know. And I will keep looking on all my flyers to update any information for you guys. This next case, I will share it every week. I have, promised the family that I would continue to keep Dana Jane Bruce out there. This is Dana Jane Bruce. She's missing out of Sedalia, Missouri on October 4th, 2008. She was 23 years old at the time of her disappearance. She's now 37. 5'2", 98 pounds, brown hair, and she has green hazel eyes. She is blind in her left eye, and she did have some red highlights in her hair at the time of her disappearance, which her hair was shoulder length and wavy with bangs. She does have both of her ears pierced. She does have a 2-inch scar along her lower spine and a staple scar on her right shoulder. She has a tattoo on her upper left arm, as you can see pictured there with that teddy bear with wings, and a banner with the name Dylan. She was last seen wearing a black shirt with the word Rebel in front with silver lettering and blue jeans, leaving her child's babysitter's home, where she left them earlier that day so she could go out to attend an anniversary party at Maloney's Bar there on Main Street in Sedalia. She was seen with a young man driving a late Ford red F-150 truck. And it is believed that he is the one that had brought her back to the babysitter's house for her to give more money and for the children to be watched overnight. However, it is said that was around 11:30 p.m. However, police did identify that man that she was with the night that she disappeared. He had traveled to Atlanta, Georgia, and the police had questioned him after he had been arrested in Atlanta, Georgia on unrelated charges of marijuana possession and driving on a suspended license. It is believed that this man was working in the Sedalia area as a contractor. He has never been named publicly, but the police were calling him a person of interest. He said that him and Dana had parted ways after they had left the bar and he had never seen her again. However, there is a story that she left the bar that night with a group of people later on, and then they had went to a home that was not in Sedalia per se, and there was like a get together there and everything, and something happened, and that her body was removed. I know somebody knows something about this case. I know that there's a lot of information that is out there. There have been people that have come forward to talk about what happened that night. Law enforcement is, working on it, but it's been too long. 15 years. Her children are growing up. Their mom is missing. And one thing I will tell you about Dana is she would never have left her 2 kids. And that is one thing that, in all these cases where there's children involved and their parent is missing, hearing about how these parents, were devoted to their children and then they go missing. My whole thing is like, if you had something against them, whatever, but don't punish their children. Their children deserve to know where their parent is. For Dana, no one will ever tell you that she was not a devoted mother to her children. She had just recently signed a lease for a new place for her and her kids. She left all of her belongings behind. She doesn't have a bank account, credit cards, phone, or a vehicle. It was unknown if she had her ID. But she was a devoted mother and never would have abandoned her kids. Foul play is suspected in her disappearance. If you have any information regarding Dana's disappearance or know the whereabouts, please call the Sedalia, Missouri Police Department at 660-826-8100 or 660-827-7823. And that is like my biggest thing, not only with Dana's case. People don't do certain things and then just decide one day to just vanish. There's so many cases out here where these people were working. They were responsible to go to work. They just signed leases for new places. They left certain things behind. They were devoted parents. People don't just vanish. Somebody knows something in these cases. It is time to come forward. And like in Dana's case, it's been 15 years. Her kids deserve to know where their mother is. It is time for people to come forward. If you're scared, you can make an anonymous tip. But at the same time, how would you feel, if that was your child that's out there wondering, where did my mom go? How would you feel if that was your son or daughter that is missing? It's time to start coming forward because the light is going to come up. People are talking on these cases, and eventually people are going to say the right thing and people are going to get caught. You can only run for so long and hide for so long. So like in Dana's case, in all the cases, I really would love to see someone come forward because I think it's closer and closer every day that these cases are going to get some breaks and people are going to get found. This next case is Zachary Vidal. He's missing out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania on October 22nd of 2022. He's 27 years old. At the time of his disappearance, he is now 25, 6 foot tall, 155 pounds, brown hair, and blue eyes. He does struggle with some mental health and substance abuse issues. Zachary was last seen wearing a red shirt, blue jeans, tan jacket, and Oakley baseball style hat in the area of the 7-Eleven convenience store located on Route 61 in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. That is a surveillance picture of Zachary and what he was wearing. It is reported that he had attending a gathering at a home in Pottsville and that he had left early in the morning hours that next day. He has not been seen or heard from since. There was an unconfirmed report that he was seen walking on the railroad tracks, which lead out of Pottersville. He could be living homeless and he could be in the vicinity of Pottersville Free Public Library or Will, which is now Trez Restaurant on West Market Street in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. There have been unconfirmed sightings of him in Schuylkill Haven area and around the Sharp Mountain. Like I said, those are all unconfirmed. I feel like, it doesn't hurt to put something out there on there. But like I said, these are unconfirmed sightings of him. If you have any information regarding Zachary's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Pottsville, Pennsylvania Police Department at 570-622-1234. And hopefully someone will know something and get him back home. I have one more flyer to share. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about on the podcast or anything else you guys want to say, or there's cases, you guys can always private message me at Tatum Gray. You can always send me a message on Guardian Voice of the Missing. You can always contact Missing Persons Alerts. I know Saoirse is out here, and Saoirse, I want to say a big, huge thank you. You are such a supporter of other advocates as well. I was really shocked to see the post that you made about my podcast, about me making flyers and stuff, but also the shout out you gave to Missing Persons Alert. I can't remember how many other different platforms. Very appreciative. I know the families are appreciative. Law enforcement is appreciative of everything that really good advocates do. And the biggest thing is I love seeing other advocates support other good advocates. You know, Saoirse's doing a lot of hashtagging right now that you guys can see in the comments. Hashtagging is very important to do. It helps people find more information out on your cases and stuff. They can locate flyers a little bit easier if they, I can't remember what platform I saw that on, So I just wanted to really give a shout out. Saoirse is an advocate that she really kind of handles like the Washington, Montana, Idaho, kind of, that western, northern part of the United States. But this girl will share a flyer, anything. She's a huge teenage missing advocate for juveniles. She has a platform for that as well. She also helps mod some of the Missing Persons Alert. So I just wanted to really give you a shout out for, supporting other advocates, but also giving out more resources for the families and the loved ones where they can get information out for them. And thank you, Saoirse. I love you. And Allison says you're amazing. So again, there's tons of platforms that we share on. There's tons of us that are intermingled together. If we can't help you, we'll reach out to another advocate to see what they have. And, just really getting your guys' stuff out there and stuff. So again, you can always check out Missing Persons Alerts. Saoirse, if you want to share yours in the comment, your different platforms and stuff to let people know what you have as well. If you have a good platform, I don't know if COKC is on tonight. I really do want to do a shout out to them. An awesome advocate for the Oklahoma cases, getting information out. I share a lot of her stuff on my platform, on my personal page and stuff. So I want to give a shout out. If you have anybody missing in the Oklahoma area, please reach out to her. COKC. See Me in OKC. That's what it is. See Me in OKC. Great advocate. They do really good work on getting great information out. Again, is another good supporter of good advocacy. So I want you guys to know other platforms and other advocates that are good advocates that are going to help you. So Missing Persons Alert, Saoirse, I know it's like Northwest Pacific. I don't know all of the names of hers, even though, I share them. See Me OKC. There's MMIW USA. Really, really good platform. I'll start kind of making some lists of some good ones. But any of them that are on here, please show your platform under here so they know other platforms to look at. Also, you guys, if you could go out and look at the Guardian Unidentified and Unclaimed page that I have. I know that's not what we want, but I also think it's really good for families to go out there and look. I will tell you and warn you that some of those pictures are very hard to look at, but it gives you another outlet. If people can start sharing on the Unidentified page as well as the Guardian Missing, I only ask for missing to go on the Guardian Missing voice page, and the unidentified page, I want to keep that for unidentified and unclaimed. I want to keep them separate. I'm also looking at starting another page, which one of my friends is an advocate, thinks I'm crazy. She's like, who's going to run all these pages? I'm thinking about starting an guardian voice of unsolved homicides and suspicious deaths, because a lot of our cases, unfortunately, do turn to this. And I want to continue to have a page to support the families if those are cases or if there's cases out there. So I don't know how you guys feel about it. I love your guys' feedback on anything that you give me, but that is something I am kind of looking at for the future. You are welcome, Maria. I am going to pop. These are some of Saoirse's missing persons in Southern Oregon. Have you seen me, Washington and Oregon Coast missing? So if you guys can, go out, check those other platforms. Like I said, these are good advocates. They will work hard for you. But I wanted to give a shout out to the advocates. TLPI Investigations is a great private investigator. If you're ever looking for a private investigator, I can't think. There's some search and rescue groups that are really good groups out there. I'm trying and working on putting those out. I will not promote everybody on there unless I know they are a legitimately good quality place for you to go. I do have a case out in Colorado that I'm getting ready to contact one of the search and rescues that I know to see if they could go out and locate that information for the family. Samantha Duffy. I don't think I know that case. Mariah, do you want to send me a message? I would like to know more about that case. Oh, and also Sharon. Sharon Parker is another really great advocate. She's really good. Sharon, if you have any good platforms or anything, please share those on here. Sharon's really good. I can't get on Facebook and not see where she hasn't shared something. She's been a good support for me, and I really, really appreciate all the support that you guys give. And most of all is getting to meet these advocates and getting them connected with the families, is so important to me. So again, I want the family and the loved ones to know that you guys are not alone. There are some really, really great advocates out there, and, private investigators and stuff. Just be careful. If you need help or anything, you can reach out to me, Allison, Saoirse, Sharon, see me in OKC. All those guys would be really great people. Even if I know with these advocates, even if it's not in their area, they're going to be able to reach out to someone that can help you. So, all right. This is the last case that I came across not too long before I came on, actually. This is Joanne Montgomery. She's missing out of Houston, Texas on August 29th of 2023. She's 63 years old, 5'11", 110 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. She does have a scar on her left cheekbone, and she does have that mole on her nose, as you can see in the picture. She could be suffering from undiagnosed dementia, and she may be disorientated. She was last seen wearing a dark blue blouse, black capri pants, and black tennis shoes in the 12200 block of FM 1960 West in North Houston, Texas, around 3:45 p.m. This is all the information that I found on her. If you have any information regarding Joanne's disappearance or her whereabouts, please call the Harris County, Texas Sheriff's Office at 713-221-6000. And hopefully someone out there will give some information. I know that law enforcement had just recently, there was a news article out that, they are really asking the public for any information on her disappearance. It always concerns me when people have dementia, or they're starting to have that early stage of dementia, where their frame of mind is, and them just wandering around and lost. So I'm hoping that someone has seen her or knows where she's at. again, that was my last case of the night. Thank you guys very much. You guys are always in my prayers. I'm here for you guys. You could reach out to me at any time. I will get back to you. Just know that you have such a great support. The Guardian Voice of the Missing family, is here for you. The Missing Persons Alert family, we are all here for you. I hope you guys stay warm and stay safe. If there's anything that I can do to help you guys get more information out there, please reach out to me. Love you guys. God bless, and I will see you soon.